for your weekly dose of politics,
snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise,
for your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Hide the rum.
Performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course.
The defense policy of the United States is based on a simple premise. The United States does not start fights. We will never be an aggressor.
As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the Founding Fathers.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I must protect and preserve freedom here, or it will not be passed on to our children, and it will disappear everywhere in the world.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do.
This administration in Washington has betrayed the working men and women of this country.
I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts.
A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when President of the United States loses his.
Someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. The martyrs of history were not fools. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the machine. I am Brandon. Matt is once again not with us. He had a few things, and why am I sounding weird? Something wrong with the microphone. He's got a few things he's got to take care of, so he's not going to be with us tonight. You're just going to be stuck with just me. I know it's fucking horrifying, but hey, I still love you guys. Matt does too. He's just busy. Oh really? You're going to come my way, huh? Fuel is always going to be really high, and they're trying to ramp it up even higher. You already know this, so you know you might want to start going Road Warrior, knocking people off, or ride one of them donkeys. So that's what they're trying to get us down to, is back to horse and buggy. So how about sorry, I'm trying to function with a migraine. It's not as easy as it sounds, especially when you got glaring lights in your face and everything else like that. I'm doing the best I can, so yeah. Anyhow, so how's everybody's week going? Before we even start the show, how's everybody's week going? Good, bad, indifferent? And I love how we have a delay that we don't even know how long it is. I mean, things have been getting interesting. Yeah, great. It was 420. I knew there was going to be a stoner in the group somewhere. No, see, yeah, 420 was yesterday. It's 421 today. How do you feel today? You got a sick goat. Well, that's not cool. But yeah, things have been getting kind of a little bit more interesting and stuff like that. Last week we debuted a couple new things. Her week's been blazing. Frickin' stoners, I'm telling you. Anyhow, the news cycle is actually relatively slow. I'm actually kind of shocked by this, to be honest with you. But I got plenty of things that we need to be talking about. And, of course, at the end of the show, we're going to be doing the, Ask Me Anything type shit. That seems to be something that we're going to be doing more often because people like it. I've gotten a lot of emails and stuff like that about people, saying that was a lot of fun, to just find out things that may or may not, be about the show or politics or anything else like that, just to be able to ask questions and talk. People actually like it. I mean, we used to do it with other shows, and we called it the Weaponized Think Tank. We haven't done that in quite a while. We just haven't had the... none of us could all get together at the exact same time to do that sort of thing. One of us is usually on the road. The other one's an armed guard that can't find anybody to work for him, and I'm self-employed, so we never really get together that much. No, see, Angie, that would be the exact opposite of what should be done. I mean, I think during 420 there should be more news, and it should be even crazier because we get to fuck with the stoners. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against it. I really don't. If that's what you guys want to do, that's awesome. I think it's a really good medicine. I don't do it myself, but if you want to do it, yeah, it's up to you. Let's see here. Let's just get started. We're going to get started with our own lovely state of California. By the way, the new slogan for Illinois, I thought it was a joke. I seriously did. It says, "We're in the middle of everything." I'm like, no, actually, we're not the middle of everything. We're the asshole of the United States. We are the anus. Don't come here. Trust me, you're going to regret it if you do. I mean, everything that you want to go see maybe is probably got a gang shooting somewhere close to it. I mean, this state's fucking fantastic. But Illinois' primary ballot is apparently set with 6 GOP governor candidates and 2 Democrats. What I find funny is Governor Gravy Sweats, the king of California, thinks that he's done such a bang-up job that he deserves another chance. We all know what he's done to this fucking state. We don't need him anymore. We didn't need him to begin with. It was a fucking disaster. Yes, I know that's why you moved. You got to keep rubbing it in, but my whole family's here, so I'm staying here. My fight stays here. But yeah, let's see here. Let's see where we got this. What do we got? Governor Fat Bastard faces a Democratic challenger. Well, no shit. But the Illinois State Board of Elections on Thursday, today, yay, approved the statewide primary ballot after hearing a variety of objections. There are 6 Republicans looking to get into the party's nomination to take on the Pritzker in November. And yes, they actually put the in there. I'm not shitting. The Pritzker. It's probably just an error, but you know. Jesse Sullivan. Let's see. Yeah, I know who Jesse Sullivan is. Not a big fan. Another Democrat. And pretty much toilet bug. Why can't they just give me the list instead of giving me an entire story, the life story on everybody? I just want to know who they are. Pritzker said Thursday he's appealed rulings against his mandates because he needs to retain such authority in future pandemics. See, it's nothing but a fucking power grab. We already knew that to begin with. This has been nothing but a giant power grab. Well, it looks like we have Darren Bailey. Darren Bailey. I tried to like him. I really did. I gave him a chance. I talked to him in person several times. Even did a speech with him. But he's, like I say, you don't trust any politician. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. But this guy is actually, he claims to be a conservative, but he voted to raise your property taxes through the fucking roof constantly. And he done several other things that I just did not care for. He's definitely, I don't think he's anywhere near conservative at all. Let's see. Aurora Mayor Richard Irvin. See, now him I like. I like Richard Irvin. Paul Schimpf, not so much. Gary Rabin is okay. Max Solomon, I don't know. Richard Irvin is one of the ones that I actually kind of like because he was good at his job. And that's funny because the attack abs are right now attacking him for being good at his job. Dead serious. He's a defense attorney. And because he got some people off because, he knows his job and he's good at it, they said, well, see, he lets out the big criminals and stuff like that. He did his job. That's what he's paid to do. He mounted a defense and it fucking works. So, if you don't like it, well, sorry. The main criticism Republicans have of the incumbent is crime. Well, no shit. You think? I mean, we got Chirac. Champaign has now become the Mogadishu of the Midwest. That moniker used to be given to St. Louis. Now it moved over to Champaign, of all things. Danville's a shooting gallery. You can't go anywhere without hearing bullets flying above your fucking head at this point. But on the ballot is taking away weapons and, from law-abiding citizens. That's great, guys. Fantastic, lovely. Holy hell, I'm missing a bunch of comments here. This is why there's usually 2 of us. I can't do it all. I feel I am tardy, had to deal with things and stuff. You are forgiven, sir. Let's see. Are you all going to be like China locked down and have the doors welded shut? Possibly. But that might be for other reasons. Well, don't worry about that because they're going to give you property tax relief now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's election cycle. They got to find something to keep their phony baloney jobs. Yeah, Fat Bastard's been ripping Richard Irvin on TV with different commercials. I know. And they're all failing. It's miserable for them. Springfield ain't much better. Woman stabbed to death the other day. I know, and then you had a shooting right across the street from your place. Your car got shot up. And this is supposed to be in the better part of the neighborhood. There was one day, no shit. We're in the front room watching TV, and I had just gotten home, so I was unholstering. I took my carry weapon out and set it down. And my wife's like, well, why? I don't know why you carry that wherever you go. And it was like I planned this shit because I looked at the TV and all of a sudden it flashed on the screen. about a shooting, and it was right not far from where I was at, and I was like, that's why. You're like, no, like, yeah, that's why right there, because everywhere I go, I swear right behind me there's gunfire. So one day I was not long ago, I was actually a few weeks back, I was in Decatur. Decatur's just as bad. There's murders, every other fucking week there now. I was at an antique shop of all things, wasting time. I had an appointment up there, so I was just wasting time, and I was chilling at an antique shop. And I'm standing outside talking to this guy about stuff that's outside against the building. And all of a sudden, the unmistakable sound of gunfire. He goes diving for the door. There's other people outside because it's like this little collection of antique shops. And they're all diving. I'm standing in the row going, like looking over around the building like, guys, it's you're good. It's 2 blocks that way. And they're like, well, how'd you know? It's like, because the dude just ran that direction. He just took off for the field that's not far from us. I'm like, I don't feel like running. I'm too fucking lazy. We'll just let this happen. It was a whole, the whole appointment thing. I didn't want to miss my appointment or go to my appointment smelling like a, sweaty nutsack because I ran after some guy, that possibly may or may not have shot somebody else. He was just too far away. There's no way I would have been able to run up and catch him. So, but it was still interesting. All of the Republicans suck when JB shouldn't have such a walk in the park after this rubbish. You guys have some crazy shit go down in Taylorville again. I know. My town's going to shit too. Everywhere is. And, as much as I hate to say it, the reason why everything is going to shit is because of the fucking Democrats. Everybody, you guys are listening to me. You guys already know this shit. Most of you guys already know exactly what I'm getting at when I say Democrats. I mean, the Republicans are just as comparable because they don't really put up much of a fight. But at the same time, we know who has been in charge of this state for a very long time, so they have no excuses to say why things are going downhill. They have nobody to blame but themselves. They haven't for over 40 years. But this is what it's coming down. This is what it's coming down to now. You remember, well, they want the police to have body cameras, but they also want to restrict the police on how they do their jobs. They want to defund most police departments and take out so many police officers. The police officers are now being restrained to be able to do their jobs, so most of them are quitting. There's a lot of them that are just saying, "Fuck it, we don't want to deal with it no more." But the main culprit in the state of Illinois is definitely the Democratic Party. I mean, they've been in charge for over 40 years. Like I said, you can look it up yourself. Not all police. Trust me on that. Not all police are dumb. Actually, it's the people that control the police that are dumb. That's another story altogether. But a lot of the stuff I've got to get into actually has to do with that. Well, no, that's not it. That's not it either. Yeah, there it is. Well, we'll get to the whole police comments here in a minute because I've got a whole list of things that need to be gone through about that. But where to start with this one? Because this was funny for me. It was actually funny for me. CNN, they decided to branch out, and they decided to do a thing called CNN Plus, right? Put it on Warner Brothers. Got to branch that shit out. That's what they said they got to do. Well, it made it a full 23 days. CNN streaming service shutting down a month after launch. It wasn't even a full month. It was 23 days. Maximum of 23 days. But yeah. We saw this coming. I thought it was funny as hell. Jeez, let's see here. Where is it at? CNN is shutting down its CNN streaming service less than a month after its launch. A spectacular flameout for a venture that had attracted stars like Chris Wallace and Allison Roman. Yeah, I laughed my ass off. I was like, well, guess what, Wallace? You're still out of a job, you dumb fuck. Because remember, Wallace went from Fox News, which we don't pay attention to the mainstream media. That's why we're here. But left from Fox News to go to CNN Plus, and CNN Plus lasted in less than a month. But it was fucking hilarious. Listening to him cry about it all of a sudden, like, well, no shit. Nobody's going to listen to people who constantly make up the narrative and constantly, make up shit and then sell it to you as gold, only to find out that we already know differently because there's other sources to get information other than the mainstream media. The only reason why CNN has any numbers at all is because they are played in every fucking airport on Earth, I swear. I know in the United States they are, because every airport I stopped at, they were playing. Sorry, I'm giving me some booze. I'm drinking caffeine and booze. Maybe that'll get rid of my headache problem. I'm having trouble focusing here. Let's see. Oh, shit. Sorry, Sean. I almost missed you. You probably have more listeners talking into a tin can on a string. You're absolutely right. I've watched the ratings of CNN for quite some time, for like the last 6-7 years. You just watch them. You get bored and you go in there like, I want to see what the mainstream media is doing. You look at their numbers, and I mean, they're just in the fucking tank. But seriously, I mean, every airport that I went to, Springfield, Dallas, Fresno, all of them that I've been to, all have CNN on the screen. There was even a CNN store. I was going to take a picture of it and put it up on the machine of the CNN store, because I thought that was hilarious. You can go in there and buy, earbuds or sleepy pillows or maybe a dildo or something. But there is an actual CNN store, and it's inside the Dallas-Fort Worth. It might as well be a mall instead of an airport. But it says, in a memo to employees on Thursday, incoming CNN chief executive Chris Licht, douche, said consumers wanted simplicity and an all-in service rather than standalone offerings. Discovery had previously suggested that it wanted to merge with the new company's separate streaming services, which include Discovery Plus and HBO Max, into a single app. No, I'm good. I don't watch any of those. In a Thursday town hall, executives also said that the service's inability to show live breaking news was a crucial failing because of contracts with cable and satellite companies. CNN Plus could not stream the CNN television network. So basically, they didn't know what they were doing, and it was doomed from the beginning. Is that what you're getting from this? Because that's exactly what I'm getting from it. They basically set themselves up to fail. 100% set themselves up to fail. I don't feel the least bit sorry for them, though. Nope. Oh, man, my head. All right, let's see. I don't want to talk anymore about that. Oh, we'll be getting into this probably after break. I'll save that one for later. Hey, Sean, why didn't you yell at me? We've been on for 25 minutes and I haven't taken a break. I feel this. I think I'm going to go for this one. As soon as I find a song here, we'll take a break and we'll get back to business. Yeah, I feel this one. We'll be right back.
Who are you?
I am the machine.
What?
I'm the machine!
Okay.
You are listening to The Machine Radio Show.
Not your daddy's conservative talk radio.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm the machine! Fuck that bitch. This is Tonight you party with us, yes?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, skate.
Okay, if you want to come back from a commercial break or whatever, you generally should probably hit the unmute button. That's where my head's at right now. I forgot to hit the button. I was getting ready to make there was at least once or twice where I started talking to the microphone, nothing happened. Oh, man. All right, let's get back to work here. And yeah, Sean, I definitely, I'm actually kind of surprised that it was Carl, you live. Holy shit. How's it going, man? And you pick up you always pick the most perfect time because usually we're talking about guns at that time. Oh boy, this is gonna get fun. Yay, hey Carl. Yeah, I need to get a hold of you actually. Yeah, definitely need to get a hold of you. It's been a bit. Oh, Sean, you're flooding me here. Hold on a second, buddy. Okay. Sean sent me this just a little bit ago while we were on break. Says it's a quote by Benjamin Franklin. I guess Pompeo just shared this. He says, "Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech." Well, we already know all about that now, don't we, Mr. Carl? I do not. I got a new phone, and apparently it didn't save on my SIM card, so I do not have your phone number. We'll have to find a way to get into to do that without broadcasting it to everybody. Sean also said, yeah, we're going to be talking about that too, about the Tyson on a plane. Now that, instead of snakes on a plane, you got to worry about fucking Tyson on a plane. Oh, but anyhow, we're going to get right into guns. I already said we were going to, and it was like perfect timing that Mr. Aryazov popped in here. Says, after the View, host Joy Behar goes on gun-grabbing rant. Second Amendment expert fact checks her into oblivion. Well, it's not that hard because she is a fucking moron. That woman has no intelligence at all. Zero. I mean... I don't even want it. Let's see. Let's get back to it here. Oh boy. Yeah, guns are icky. We don't like guns. You're right. I'm afraid of them. They smell funny and they make loud noises and they scare me. So I don't have any of them. I mean, there isn't one within arm's reach of this person right now. Not at all. It says on Tuesday, 10 people were shot in a subway station in New York City borough. Yeah, we already know. The guy actually ended up turning himself in, and he is he's a fucking racist, and nobody can say otherwise. But, actually people have said otherwise. People have told me, well, this guy couldn't possibly be racist because he's black. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? It doesn't matter what color you are. You can be racist towards other people. That's just how it fucking works. It's not just one group that can be racist to everybody and nobody can be racist. Bullshit. Pull your fucking head out of your ass. Anyhow, let's see where. Little is known about what happened, but that doesn't mean the cast of The View wasn't going to have a big thinky about it. Of course not. Let me find out to where they're start talking here. Don't mind me, I still have a migraine. Okay. Well, oh man, they didn't write it out. They just clicked the video. Son of a bitch. Well, no, actually, they did write some of it down. The Supreme Court is poised to pass a bill contradicting New York City state laws, Behar said. We have very strict gun laws here, and they would like it to be. Apparently, somebody has to put that on their desk that New York should be an open carry state and an open carry city with all the density in this city. She can't speak. They want people running around with guns. Middle class people will be leaving in droves if that happens. I respectfully disagree. Why? Because when we got conceal and carry, actually, we had an uptick in people who were very happy about it. But we'll skip that part right now. Just in case you're wondering, you didn't miss anything, New York City is not a state, and the Supreme Court doesn't pass laws. What is happening is the Associated Press reported last November is that the Supreme Court is set to strike down New York's so-called may issue law. There shouldn't be a state that has a may issue law. It should be shall issue. Plain and simple, shall issue. In fact, I mean, if we want to go far enough, it should be open carry, period. Because that's what the Second Amendment, is just for. It doesn't say anything in there about writing a whole bunch of laws to fuck it over. These laws, which currently only exist in 8 states, only allow individuals to carry their weapons outside their home if they can demonstrate a need to do so. Have you been to New York? Apparently, she hasn't walked outside. There's definitely a need to do so. The place is a little bit crazy. Not as crazy as Chicago and maybe St. Louis, but still crazy as shit. New York's law has been in place since 1913 and says that a carry a concealed handgun for public for defense, a person applying for a license has to demonstrate proper cause. An actual need to carry a weapon. No, that's why I would never fucking live there. Let's see. Sorry, Sean. I'm clicking back over to you if you're saying anything. I didn't see anything. Nope. He hasn't said anything yet. But it says, anyway, it's fair enough to debate that the merits of different kinds of gun carry laws, but I mean, you could at least start from the point of understanding what the Supreme Court even is or does, let alone studying the individual policies themselves. He wanted to note that 17 states, Washington, D.C., have shall issue laws, which means state officials are required to issue permits to anyone who passes a background check and completes the required training. That's exactly how it should be. Permitless or constitutional carry allows adults, usually over 21 years of old, who can legally possess a firearm, to legally carry it concealed without obtaining a permit first. 25 states so far. So so half the country literally already has this. No, it's how we do the show is we have certain things we want to talk to, and then if we have enough time at the end, then we switch to things that we didn't already have programmed in. And I'm reading your comments, but they're not, they weren't for what I'm talking about right now, so I didn't mention them, but we'll get to them. And I'm not surprised at what you said that your doctor said. Honestly, I'm not surprised at all. Let's see. Let's see the view. I don't want to talk about the view anymore. Nope. We will move on. But speaking of gun rights and everything else like that, what about the rights of people themselves? I'm not surprised at this at all. Let's see. Have lots of interested in info on the people, but we have to go. Oh, you gotta get up early. Well, eventually we'll get a chance to talk to each other. Take care. Have a good night. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is one of them I was going to bring up. People should need a permit to carry a gun if they are 21 years or old, regardless of their background. I only partially agree with that, and there's a reason for that, because I don't want the schizophrenics, the super crazies that are on massive amounts of medication that flip out on a whim to be carrying a fucking gun. Just putting that out there. There is a reason for not allowing somebody who's completely clinically insane to walk around with a sidearm. But this one I wanted to bring up last week, and I didn't get a chance to really touch down too much on it. But the South Carolina mall shooting, I already seen this coming. We already knew this was going to happen. But New York City, in New York, I mean, this is being compared to New York City in the stupidity of what's going on. South Carolina, they just, I think it was like $25,000 to let him out. Mall shooting, okay? Several people injured, and they're like, well, we'll just give him this small little fine so he can get out. But this happened in Columbia, South Carolina. 14 people. I kept thinking it was 10. 14 people were injured in the incident. Nobody died. But of course, this was buried in the mainstream media, because why? Think about it. Why would the mainstream media bury a story about a shooting? Because it doesn't fit the narrative, just like everything else. It doesn't fit the narrative, and the narrative, it's not a crazy white guy; it was a black man. So therefore, we can't say anything about that. What was nuts was how they started to cover it. I heard about it only because I got a friend that lives in South Carolina. He's like, what happened like a few hours ago, and then filled me in. Anyhow, the suspect that was arrested was black. We all know that liberal media rules for mass shootings: flood the zone with endless coverage if the suspect is a white male, but slowly bury it if the suspect is non-white. We said that before over and over and over again, and that's why I wanted to bring up the Black Lives Matter thing again. I can hear right now that somebody out there is like, well, see, he's don't talk to racists. It's racist. I'm like, no, that's why we're going to talk about it, because it'd be racist not to. Gun rights are human rights, absolutely. Sean, I believe that as well. But let's see, Noah Green attacked Cap. I remember that. Anyhow, a South Carolina judge set a $25,000 bond for a suspect in a mall shooting on Saturday that left 14 people injured. Joanne Price, 22, will be on house arrest, but allowed to travel to and from work wearing an ankle monitor. This is not, just a couple days after he shot 14 fucking people. So what's the logical thing to do? Oh, we'll put him an ankle monitor on him. He can go ahead and go back to work. Think about what I'm saying here, people. And think about what would have happened if it would have been anybody else but him. And they claim that this side is all racist. That's fucking hilarious. Well, the police chief said, we don't think this was this was random. We believe they knew each other, and something led to the gunfire. Well, yeah. Have you seen how these kids grow up nowadays? Violence is normal to them. I have a hard time believing that's a man by the photo. But, yeah. But seriously, I mean, what do you guys think about that? The fact that they gave him a $25,000 bond, which means he only has to pay a percentage of that, and he can go to work after shooting 14 people. Can you tell me where the intelligence lies in this at all? What are your thoughts on this? Because trust me, this isn't the only incident we're going to be talking about tonight. Oops. Well, basically what I'm saying, what I want to hear from you guys is, I mean, honestly, what do you think about how they're approaching this, how the media has buried it, how he got a $25,000 bond after blasting 14 people, and how he's able to work when we know damn well if it had been anybody else, it would have switched. Hey, Story, I'm fighting through a migraine. I'm glad you joined me. I picked the wrong night to try and... by the way, you know, I shared that link to comparatively over 4,500 people. And here we are. I mean, I've still got hundreds of listeners across all categories, but, you know, it'd be nice to see some of my Patriot brothers and sisters in here. More of them, at least. Anyhow, since you just joined us, I was just talking about it's them video games and pop rocks. You're right. Especially the pop rocks. See, I got, you know, I play video games too, though. I play video games too, and I don't think it's normal to go, you know, outside and just start blasting people. Ah, you finally changed your name. No, it's not shocking. Queen says it's messed up, but it isn't shocking. No, it isn't shocking because we are on the wrong side of the fence on that. Had it been you, me, or anybody else, this would have made national news. They'd have been dragging our name through the mud, our family's name through the mud, and everybody else. They'd have been suing the gun manufacturers, which is, by the way, the biggest slippery slope into stupidity I've ever seen. It's almost as good as burning your crotch with coffee and then suing them because it's hot. But if it would have been anybody else, this wouldn't have happened. They would not have, they'd be like, nope, it'd have been remand, go to jail, you wait for your fucking trial. Just like the school shooter. For fuck's sake, the kid came to school, shot people, was smiling on the way out when he was arrested. You know, big, beautiful smile and everything else like that. His parents threw him a coming out party because he got out of jail right away. What the fuck? Okay? I don't know, Sean. Maybe you could help me out with that. What is the answer? That's what I'm looking for. What is the answer? Why do you think that this is happening? Yes, that is Queen. Let's see here. Well, should we get into? I mean, I got a couple more articles on this, but should we get into the articles, or should we take a break and then get into the articles? I'll leave it up to you guys, and that includes you, Sean. And I mean, I did get some new music, so we should play it. Well, it's not new music; it's old fucking music, but I like it. We just haven't played it on the show. Well, while I'm waiting, let's see here. Damn it. Okay, there we go. I'm having glitches over here too, on top of my headache and not being on, the blurred vision and everything. I was like, God, I'm not having trouble. It's not just me. Death clock? No, I do not have that. I have had it before. I'm open to whatever. Just the state politics are sad and disappointing. What can you do? I know, Sean. I know. We live in a shitty fucking state, and we're some of the only voices of reason left in here. I've been told that multiple times. that it's pretty sad that the voice of reason comes from a redneck in the middle of a cornfield. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back.
Are you searching for a unique gift? Something personalized for that special someone? Well, look no further. Skyscraper Vinyl offers a wide variety of custom-made products, sure to please even the most difficult person to buy a gift for. Skyscraper has anything from custom-etched glass products, vinyl decals, t-shirts, wood-based products, and even metal art. You can reach Skyscraper by phone at 217-827-7703 or visit them on Facebook at facebook.com/skyscrapervinyl. For handmade high-quality product, choose Skyscraper Vinyl, Hewitttville proud.
And I'm back. And you know what? Everything that I have in here right now is actually made by Skyscraper. I'm going to remind everybody of that. The shirt. The beanie that's just too hot to fucking wear at the moment because it is fleece lined and I don't want my brain to cook when it's already hurting. The personalized booze glass, of course. And wait for it. I'll show the coffee mug again. Tell me that isn't badass right there. Got the machine on one side and the weaponized slots on the other. And yes, that shit's permanent. It's not going to come off. All right, let's see here. Let's get back into what we need to do here. You know, sometimes we get to talk about stories that are, they're just happy stories. I mean, it always ends in a happy way. And, well, hey, you're not the only stoner anyway. Josh is in there too. I mean, you got to say hi to Josh. That's kind of rude. You said hi to Masker, but not to Josh. Anyhow, you know, every once in a while there's those stories, those feel-good stories. You know, it just makes you feel real great. And I believe this one is one of them. Teen carjacker hospitalized after victim shoots back. So a 17-year-old is in the hospital, and both he and another 17-year-old are facing charges after allegedly attempting to carjack a New Orleans man late last week. According to the police, the intended victim, a 48-year-old man, had just pulled into his driveway last Thursday night and was walking towards the door on his home when two teens pulled up beside him with one of the pair pointing a gun at the man and demanded his keys. The man told police he flung his keys, took cover under a nearby car, and pulled out a pistol. He said he saw one teen by his vehicle pointing a gun at him. The man told police he fired a single shot at the teen and ran for his house. I guess his fight or flight kicked in. Mine would have been a little bit different. But, you know, I just, you know, again shows that legal gun owners, you know, legal guns, they do work. And against who? I don't know, these jackasses. But anyhow, he said he heard someone scream an expletive, and then both teens drove away. The teens picked up a third person and went to the hospital. There, police seized two pistols, one of them stolen from the... Oh, would you look at that? So it wasn't a legal gun, so I guess the laws against legal gun owners really doesn't take precedent here because they were illegal guns that they had in the first place. Really? Interesting. Not surprised, but, you know. Oh, man, I wish this migraine would go away so I can actually function a little bit better and the show would go better. I'll be honest with you guys, it really does piss me off when things don't go right. Because I do take this show very seriously and love doing it. So anytime I feel it's not going the right way, it kind of pisses me off. But it says, according to police, the suspected accomplice has admitted his involvement in the carjacking, though there's no word on whether the suspect, who is allegedly armed, has also confessed to participating in the crime. While the New Orleans Advocate notes that there has been at least 4 other carjackings reported since last May in a 4-block area. Well, I'm not surprised by that. New Orleans is a big city, and that does happen quite a bit. But, I mean, it's been happening in fucking Decatur. 40 minutes from here, there's been constant carjackings. It's always they're going after, like, the Dodge Chargers and stuff like that, but there's carjackings constantly all the time now. It's insane on what's going on. I mean, this is basically becoming a lawless nation, and it's by design. You create these laws to punish law-abiding citizens who will abide by them, but the criminals get to run free and do whatever the fuck they want, and then you let them out on a $25,000 bond if they shoot 14 people. You see where the fucking problem lies here? But let's see here. Oh, the kids, since they were 17, he said, well, should they be charged as adults? Yes, they should be charged as adults. Why? Because they did adult shit. I mean, there's so many fucking times where we've seen this, where they charge, instead of charging them as adults like they should have, they charge them as kids. Then they get out at the age of 21. Doesn't matter what they've done. I mean, there's kids that have committed murder, and they said, well, we can only charge them as a juvenile. So until they're an adult, which is 21. So they'll stay in juvenile detention or some shit until they're 21 and they're scot-free and they committed murder. This is what's wrong with the fucking system. It's not the the law enforcement side of it that I think is the problem. I think it's the problem with the lawyers and the fucking politicians that make the rules. But there are some bad cops out there. There's no arguments about that, but not all of them are fucking, Well, Brandon, they make it easy to get guns in Springfield and Decatur. Hell, you can buy throwaways at any Arab shop. $100. Huh. If you have cash, you carry. Well, it depends. I mean, if I can go in and buy a few, I'm okay with it. Let me know where those places are, and I'll try to get one. Of course, yeah. I'll see what happens. I'm not afraid. Anyhow, let's see here. Where's the fucking sorry, I'm having trouble concentrating here. Oh God, yeah, they're talking about that one that we talked about a while back. Linda Fricky. She died after she became entangled in the seatbelt as the carjackers sped away with her vehicle, and it was the kid's parents that turned him in. I mean, her arm was severed. She was screaming literally to her death, and her arm was severed as she dragged, for a full city block in full view of neighbors and, friends and neighbors. I mean, it was insane. And, but their parents turned them in. That's the fantastic part, is their parents actually did the right thing. Well, you trying to say I don't look gangster enough? How fucking dare you, huh? Look at me. I'm covered in tattoos. I'm bald and I'm angry. You don't think I could pass off for a gang member? Shit. I can be angry. Throwaway gun, you say? Yes, throwaway guns. Yes, Sean, that you heard that. Throwaway guns. I mean, I said the amount of violence that has been going on, and the stupid thing is, this is what bugs me the most, is they wonder how the fuck this is happening. They actually do. They wonder how this is happening. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just letting people get off scot-free, or with a slap on the wrist when they commit murder, but only if they're a certain ethnicity, because you got to make up for all those times that they were. So yeah, the bullshit lines that we've heard over and over and over again is fucking stupid. So it needs to be the same all the way across the board. You do the crime, you do the fucking time, plain and simple. But this one was disturbing. I saw this video, and just couldn't. Humanity is lost. Humanity's fucking gone. And this one's police arrest gunman who assassinated security guard. Witnesses who robbed the victim could face charges. This little cocksucker waited for a man to park his SUV and get out, which clearly he had, security on his chest and his back. And he walked right up behind the guy, pulled a gun out, shot him in the head, and then took what was in his pockets and walked away. And he walked away gingerly. I mean, it's like he didn't have a fucking care in the world. He didn't run away from the scene or anything like that. He slowly walked up and robbed the fucking victim as he lay there dying. There was another man sitting on a sidewalk 20 feet away who watched a gunman just go away, and he goes, okay, I'm going to get up and walk. And he walks slowly past the fucking dead man on the ground. Three other people come up, and they check him for stuff and start robbing shit off of him. And they sat there, and they're not 10 feet away from the body where the guy's dead on the ground, so they call 911. What are they doing? They're arguing who gets to keep the fucking stolen loot. Where was Black Lives Matter on that? Because the guy that was shot in the head, was a black man. If you don't fucking care for him, if you don't care for every black life, then shut the fuck up about having those. You're not Black Lives Matter. You're only when it's convenient lives matter. That's bullshit. If you were really fucking for black lives, you'd be in Chicago trying to stop that shit. You'd be in Decatur trying to stop that shit. You'd be in Champaign trying to stop that shit. St. Louis. All over the fucking place. I mean, look at the crime statistics and you tell me how and what, never mind. I'm not going to go into another fucking rant over it. It's not worth it. Not worth the blood pressure, especially when your head's already pounding. Well, yeah, it says, well, considering they teach welding as a trade and it's damn near impossible to completely ban firearms. Didn't you see the Smith & Wesson? Yes, I did. And you don't necessarily need a welder to make a gun. There's a lot of things right off the shelf that you can use. I don't know how to do that. I've never done that before. I've never worked on anything in my life. I don't even know anything about tools. My hands are perfectly spotless. I work in an office all day. They will never completely ban them. They will make too much in the illegal arms industry. You'd be surprised at what they're trying to pull off and what they really want to do. They don't want shot. No shit, they don't want shot. We don't want shot either, but that's why we carry our own guns. Making your migraine hurt, huh? Yeah. The last comment, I don't know why you said that. I'm confused. Seriously, I don't know why you said that because I have no idea what you're talking about. No, you don't. I was just saying. But anyhow, this was in Atlanta, Georgia, by the way. This wasn't Mogadishu. This wasn't, anything like that. This was Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, he executed the man. He walked up behind him and shot him in the back of the head. But authorities launched a manhunt on April 20th after a witness reported seeing a person matching the description of the suspect in the woods nearby the area where 51-year-old security guard Anthony Frazier was shot on April 18th. Officers located 30-year-old Stanley Henderson in the woods and pursued him. He was eventually spotted in the wood line and led officers on a chase before he was apprehended. But I thought they didn't arrest black men, because what the BLM keeps saying over and over and over again is that the cops are executing black people, and that's what they do. This dude was arrested alive. The guy that shot up the subway, arrested alive. The one that just let out on a $25,000 bond for shooting up a fucking mall, caught alive. But, if you would listen to them and everything else like that, well, they're all killing us. They're killing us. Are you fucking retarded? I just got to ask sometimes I got to ask that. But Atlanta Police Homicide Commander Ralph Woolfolk said Henderson had been charged with 1 count of felony murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. What about robbery and all that shorts? What the fuck is wrong with my head? Commander Woolfolk said Henderson has a 12-cycle criminal history that included battery and aggravated assault charges. So he wasn't legal to have a gun either. Oh, so here we go again. Here's another criminal. Here's another shooting. He doesn't have a legal gun. But you want to take the gun from me? You want to take the gun from my fucking listeners? You don't want them to be able to protect themselves. Not in the least. But this fucking nutsack can walk around and shoot people in the back of the head. And you're like, oh, whatever. Really? I was saying you don't need a welder to make a gun. You are right. Oh, okay. Well, you confuse me, man, because you say shit, and I don't know what it is in context because my brain is like a goldfish right now. I remember stuff from like 6 seconds ago, not fucking 10 minutes ago. People are shot every day. I say bring it back to the Old West where gunfights were legal under certain circumstances. We already talked about that, remember, a few weeks back where we talked about the legal duels. We should start having legal duels again. But here's the thing. Instead of using modern firearms, if we do legal duels, it has to be with the old fucking powdered ones. And by the way, you have to load your own shit. So if you do it wrong and you don't get the cap in the right place, das vidanya, douche. But then again, at 20 feet away, you might fucking miss anyway. I've shot a smoothbore pistol. It's hilarious. There's never one time where it goes in the same direction twice. It's funny as hell. Just keep on swimming. Okay, you lost me again. No, it's been just over 6 seconds, and I remember what I was talking about. Yeah, okay. But, this kind of shit right here is exactly the reason why I said, I don't, I said from the onset, as soon as Black Lives Matter started, I mean, I gave them the benefit of the doubt and said, okay, here's an organization. They want to protest. Absolutely fantastic. That's your right, First Amendment right. And then they started being violent. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not a First Amendment right. That's a little nuts. And then I started seeing the writing on the wall where they only, talked about certain instances where they protested or even gave a shit. And now they're all in trouble for buying mansions and stuff like that with the money the people donated. That's fucking great. Instead of, putting the money in the black community like they said they would, they're buying mansions. And then when I got caught, well, it's a mansion where people can do, TikTok videos and shit. Are you kidding me? Well, buy me a fucking mansion so I can sit there and do this. I mean, that'd be cool. If somebody want to spend, over $1 million on a mansion to put the machine in it. I know that. I was making a joke, Angie. For six fuck. But I mean, seriously, this man was a security guard. What did he do to deserve that? Absolutely nothing. He did not deserve to be executed like that. He did not deserve for this little gangster wannabe piece of shit to walk up behind him and shoot him in the head. I mean, the man does have family, But like I said, moments later, security videos showed that two other men walked around the corner followed by a woman and encountered Frazier on the sidewalk. One of them stooped down and took something off of Frazier's body, and then the two men appeared to argue over it. But they want you to believe that white supremacy and systemic racism is the reason why. Well, I can hear them trying to spit it now. Oh, well, they deserted. They deserved to. They don't have things, so this is normal for them. And in these areas where these people are downtrodden and the white man's keeping them down. So we gotta. It's okay for them to rob dead people that just got executed and stuff like that. No, that's not okay. That's not, your argument is invalid and stupid. And I've actually seen that. The reason why I brought that up is because I've actually seen that argument already. That we shouldn't be mad at them because they don't have anything, so they just took something off of him. What's he going to do with it? I've had somebody tell me that. That's how stupid and insane people are. And not surprising, it came from the Twitterverse. It seems like all the assholes and retards collectively hang out on Twitter. But I'm really glad I decided to get a Twitter account so I could watch these people. It's better than watching the people at Walmart. We already know that. We talked about that earlier. He says walking up and shooting someone and robbing them happens every day in Chicago and NYC. That's become normal for those people. Well, that's until people start shooting back. Music. Trying to think of what I want to play for the next break, to be honest with you. So I can get up and walk around a minute, maybe get some blood flowing so my brain stops pulsing into my forehead. It's starting to suck a little bit. Nope. Well, and you guys wonder why I have freakish peripheral vision and constantly put my ass on a swivel. Man, we got to play Slayer again. You know, I've only got so many of them songs on here, you know? All right, I'll be right back.
Hey lefties, liberals and progressives, this is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah. I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no. This old boy's wild. We about to have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm going to need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do. It's time for a random thought from the Machine Radio Show. This is Brandon from the Machine Radio Show. Aren't taxes like a subscription to your country that you can't cancel, no matter how bad the service gets? This has been your random thought from the Machine Radio Show.
I just realized I didn't even mute the fucking thing. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, my brain's not working. All right, let's get back to it. By the way, it's been awfully quiet from multiple people, actually, like Story and Queen and several others. They're not saying anything. You still there? Anyhow, obviously we knew this was coming. Well, if you want one, you can call the boss and tell him he needs to produce a shirt. Skyscraper Vinyl produces everything that's in this room that has the logos on it and stuff. So, anyhow, radical left goes bonkers after Florida votes to eliminate woke Disney specials tax district. Well, no shit. This happened today. Governor Ron DeSantis' proposal terminating Disney's 1967 Reedy Creek Improvement District because the entertainment company pursued anti-family transgender programming for young children. I don't blame him at all for this because they have gone super full woke and they want to basically brainwash your children into thinking that believing that you're a toaster is normal. I have a chat. Talk to you later. Well, fine. I didn't want to talk to you anymore anyway. Right in the feels. Personal level. The Reedy Creek Improvement District is a 50-year-old special statute that shields Disney from massive amounts of tax obligations and regulations. The statute allows Disney to essentially self-govern, so basically their own fucking country inside of Florida. Basically like D.C. It should be noted Disney employs 38 lobbyists in Florida and has a stronghold on state Democrats and establishment Republicans. Well, I told you, Republican, Democrat, whatever, they're the same fucking bird. After the House successfully voted to end the district, the radical left immediately took to Twitter to voice their anger. Told you, the Twitterverse is a scumbag of the fucking, social media. I heard my name, but I'm stupid and couldn't figure out how to log in. Been struggling for 10 minutes to sign in. I swear that's never happened to me. But yeah, it's beautiful. Like I said, after the House successfully voted to end the district, the radical left immediately took to Twitter to voice their anger in legislation initiative. This Ann Brenoff or whatever, this is what passes for governance in Florida. Disney should move out and take the jobs with them. It says the Florida legislature passed a bill dissolving Disney's world governance status in retaliation for Disney's opposition to Florida's Don't Say Gay law. Well, it's not the Don't Say Gay law. It's just a few pages. Takes about 10 minutes to read. You should fucking read it. But it now has to descend since that's to be signed into law. Ashton Pittman, free press writer, said the termination moved forward because Disney dared to criticize the state's hateful law attacking LGBT kids. That's not what it did at all. It says that you can't teach third grade and under about sex and about, buggering people and I identify as a toaster. I don't have a gender. Bullshit. The kids don't fucking need to know this. They need to know reading, writing, arithmetic, how to not to eat their own fucking boogers, wipe their own ass, maybe tie their shoes or something like that. But they don't need to know about you putting dicks in buttholes. That's not what it's fucking. If you're talking to kids about this at that age, or even up to, I'm saying up to seventh, like 6th, 7th grade and below. If you're talking to the kids about this, you're a fucking pedophile. You're a groomer, and you know what we should do to pedophiles. Just saying. But oh boy, this is the one I keep that banned me because I ruined her day. Rachel Bitcoffer. Disney Delta, if you have a lot of infrastructure laid down in a red state, Republicans want you to know they've got you by the balls. Oh wait, does that mean that there's a man in there? I mean balls. Are you admitting that there's a gender? It's male? No. Of course not. Oh boy. USA Stingers. Motherfuck. I can't talk. The USA Singers, which stands with democracy and opposes fascism. They wouldn't know fascism if it raked their balls across their face, I'm saying. They don't. They won't know what the fuck this is. They said Republicans want to cancel Disney, Sesame Street, Mr. Potato Head, football, baseball, NASCAR, and democracy and free and fair elections. This is why they aren't taken seriously, because they say stupid shit. Liberals want to cancel racism, sexism, inequality, inequity, injustice, poverty, homelessness, suffering, and student loan debt. This is what they're saying that liberals want to do. Conservatives want to cancel Disney, Sesame Street, Mr. Potato Head, football, baseball, basketball, NASCAR, democracy, and free and fair elections. Well, one, we're not a democracy. Democracy is fucking mob rule. We're a constitutional republic. You need to go back to school and learn your fucking history. You guys piss me off because you're stupid. I'm tired of fucking arguing with you idiots. But anyhow, the last thing that liberals want to cancel is racism, because they make too much money off of it. Because they make you think that there is such a thing as fucking white this white nationalist, white supremacist stuff that takes over the fucking country, when it's complete and utter bullshit. We live in modern times. Get over it. Fucking learn your history. I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist, but it does not exist in the way that you are portraying it. That's fucking stupid and wrong. Sexism. Actually, they're the ones that are trying to protect women, if you remember right, because you guys want a guy with an Adam's apple as big as my balls and 5 o'clock shadow to walk in there and take a piss right next to little Sally. So who's protecting women? By the way, since we're talking about protecting women and all that shit, what about these swimmers and and these athletes and stuff like that? Because right now it's men dominating women's sports. So who's producing the sexism? Stupid. It's stupid. Inequality. We've already talked about this before. Inequity. I'm tired of fucking hearing the word equity because you don't even know what the fuck it means. Just shut the fuck up. Injustice. Oh, there's plenty of injustice. We just talked about some, like, giving somebody a $25,000 bond for shooting 14 people when they're black. But if they're white, they get remanded and sent to prison, or in Kyle Rittenhouse's case, be excoriated and even lied about by the president himself as a white supremacist and murderer when he gets off scot-free because he did the right thing. He protected himself and did a really good job doing it, actually. Homelessness. Have you been to fucking California? California is a liberal bastion of the fucking country. It is one of the biggest shitholes on the planet when it comes to fucking liberals. Illinois as well. And guess what? I was just in California. I was in fucking Fresno. I was in San Jose. And guess what? Everywhere I went, there was homeless. Everywhere. If you're doing so good at canceling homelessness, why the fuck does every street, including major fucking highways in California, look like people are escaping a fucking war zone or something like that? Why does it look like that? You can't fucking answer me, because you'll never have a good answer for that. And by the way, the signs I've seen, I didn't see any Biden stickers. I didn't see any Biden signs. I didn't see anything like that. You know what I've seen? I've seen a lot of fuck Newsom signs everywhere, all over the place. Nobody had anything nice to say about Newsom or the Democrats. Why? Because they're turning California into a shithole. or have turned California into a shithole, rather. I'm going to put it that way. So, I mean, we can keep going. Oh, we want to stop suffering. Well, wasn't it the Barack Obama that decided it would be a good idea to fuck with people's health care? You want to talk about suffering? Get put on fucking basic care. That is suffering. Student loan debt. You took out a fucking loan, pay the motherfucker back, plain and simple. You knew when you did it that you had to pay it back. So why the fuck would we want to give taxpayer money to pay back somebody because they decided to get a fucking degree in gender studies and can't find a job? It's not our fucking problem. You went to the wrong place. Shut the fuck up and get into the back of the line. Okay, I guess I got fired up. I apologize. Yep. But, and then they say cancel, conservatives want to cancel Disney. No, they want Disney to do what they originally did, which was cater to children without an agenda. Same with Sesame Street. Mr. Potato Head? No, you guys tried to cancel Mr. Potato Head because you didn't want them to have a gender. You didn't want Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. You wanted just Potato Head. So who the fuck is trying to cancel who? Canceling football? No, they don't want to cancel football. They want fucking wokeness out of shit. They want wokeness out of football, baseball, basketball, and NASCAR. You keep talking about freedom of speech and freedom of this and freedom of that, but you fucking telling NASCAR they can have a Black Lives Matter car, but don't you dare have a fucking Bitcoin car that says FJB on it. Well, it doesn't say FJB. It says let's go Brandon. You can't say that because, well, that's a derogatory term. The fuck do you think? Yeah. And then you mentioned democracy again. It's not a democracy. It's a fucking constitutional republic. Democracy is mob rule. We are not mob rule. We are closely getting that way because you guys are fucking doing it. And free and fair elections. You are telling people that they are not smart enough to be able to use a computer. They're not strong enough to be able to walk a block or two to go to a fucking Walgreens or anything else like that. Or, you know what I mean? Walgreens, fucking courthouse, wherever else, fucking DMV to get a free card. They don't even have to pay for it. It's fucking free. Well, they can't afford to do this. That's why it's against it. Bullshit. It is fucking free. It is a fucking free card. We should have voter ID laws. Why? Because that protects the sanctity of elections. And you're trying to tell us it's racist and shit like that because the inner city people. So you're basically calling the inner city people inept, that they can't take care of themselves, that they're too fucking stupid to figure out how to walk to a place to go get an ID or to be able to go vote or be able to vote online or whatever else like that. Because, oh my God, they got to make sure that they are who they say they are. You guys are the ones doing all this bullshit. It's not fucking hard to see. I can go for days. I have terabytes worth of fucking information on this shit about what you guys have done, and you're trying to blame it all on us? Eat a dick. Yes, Ben Franklin, when he walked outside the hall, a person walked up to him and says, "Do we have a republic or democracy?" And he said, "A republic if you can keep it." And right now we ain't doing a very good fucking job of keeping it. Oh, jeez. John, this guy's a fucking douche too. Judd Legum, lovely name, Judd Legum, who writes for Popular Information and is dedicated to the accountability of journalism, said the Republicans are abusing power. Florida Republicans are punishing Disney for opposing the Don't Say Gay bill. It's not a Don't Say Gay bill, so this dumb fuck didn't even bother to read. It doesn't say Don't Say Gay anywhere in the bill. That is not the name of the bill. It's not even the anti-grooming bill, which it is for anti-grooming, but it is not the anti-grooming bill. You need to read what the bill is in the first place. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. It's a brazen abuse of power that sends a message to anyone who objects to their political agenda will be subjected to retribution. You mean like all the people that they're trying to cancel and all the dicks they're trying to shove down kids' throats? I mean, fucking literally. I mean, do you remember they had a human trafficking issues and 108 people arrested in Disney alone? They want to show this shit to kids. You're all about protecting people, but you won't protect the fucking kids. I wonder if any states would be interested in the tourism revenue of Disney World. Yeah, they would be. They ain't going to go there because Disney can't afford to fucking pack up and build somewhere else. Oh, Newburger, huh? Oh, God. Florida doesn't want the kind of tourists who visit Disney. Would prefer the kind of tourists who would visit the Capitol on. Oh, here we go again with the J6. They would prefer the kind of tourist who visited the Capitol on January 6th. Well, yeah, you know what? I kind of fucking would. Because you had a few hundred jackasses that decided to go into a building and do something stupid. The 3+ million people that didn't go in, though, were there for a very good fucking reason, and they were peaceful. The same people that you're wanting us to back are the ones that'll go out and burn a fucking city down for no reason at all. Like, well, it's, white violence or da-da-da. No, motherfuckers, you burnt down cities. You caused billions of dollars worth of damage, and we're the non-peaceful ones? Are you fucking kidding me? They also had a trans teacher who wanted to teach proper BJ techniques to 5th grades. I know, I seen that. The FBI agent who started the plot in Michigan started that. Yeah, I know. But we're never going to hear about that. Anyhow, apologies for the rant, but this shit fucking gets under my skin quick. Because it's literally and figuratively ass backwards. It's like fucking permanent opposite day for leftist progressives all over the country. Because everything that they're doing is what they're saying that we're trying to do when we just want to be fucking left alone. We want our gas prices lowered. We want limited government. We want to be left alone. Instead, what are we doing? We're getting big government rammed down our fucking throats without, every chance that they can get it. It's just coincidence that I clicked on this one too. Because I kind of feel like I want to turn into a Mike Tyson at this point and pummel somebody just for the hell of it. But that guy shouldn't have fucked with him. I think, you know what? You guys feel like we need another break? I think we need some more music. I think we need a break so I can slow myself down here a little bit and breathe. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and it just fits. This is perfectly for me. I'll be right back.
I'm just a thorn in your side, the disrespect in your
What you listening to?
The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say? I didn't stutter. I said
The Machine Radio Show.
You just blew my mind.
you're welcome.
Enjoy the show.
Okay, I'm back. Okay. Some guy just walked up and peed on my building right in front of me. Did you look down and tell him, hey, that looks like a dick, only smaller? You know, that's something I probably would have done. Queen, I live across from him. I'm sure I do. If not, then my big ass dog is annoying him. Possibly. Gavin Newsom, someone to do the same thing after the state of California as he did for San Francisco and turn it into a shithole. The whole damn state. Yeah. California was already going downhill long before the governor. But he didn't fucking help, and Newsom took what he did and just ran with it. Completely ran with it. So, got a question. Just a quick one for you guys. You think I went too far? There's no such thing. I mean, I don't believe there's such thing as going too far. But was the rant a little bit much? I personally sometimes like going on the rants, but Oh, wait. I always forget just exactly how long that delay is. I need to figure that out sometime. Figure out exactly how long the delay is. I don't have the Jeopardy soundtrack, so I figured I'd just do that while I asked you guys a question and nobody's answered me. I mean, I had one person text me and tell me I was a little bit nutty, and then and I have others that say it's kind of fun listening to you go off on your rants, but yeah, that incident's going to live in infamy, the whole duck sauce thing. I said, do you guys think I went too far? I had messages that one person said the rant was a little rough, and another person said, nope, I love it when you go on a rant. So which one is it? I mean, is it good or bad when I do that? I just personally think it's a lot of pent-up anger. Okay, I'll wait. All right, so I guess you're not going to answer the question. Oh, now it pops up. Of course it does. Nope, not far enough. You should have really kept going till you looked like Stalin snapping out. Stalin is boring. Stalin, he doesn't quite have that anger face like I do. I like your ranch. Just shows you're passionate. Okay. Only person I could think of. Yeah. No, Stalin didn't really have that kind of way about him. Okay, so now it's at the end of the show, so I guess we'll go with the new tradition of Ask Me Anything. So it doesn't have to be about show, it doesn't have to be about politics. It can be about politics, whatever. But go ahead and ask questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Yeah, that's what I said. You ask my opinions on stuff. You can ask things about me or your neighbors or whatever else like that. Oh, they're pretty fucking annoying, especially when they don't answer text messages and stuff. And yeah, they're annoying. Do I look like a mathematician? Next. Oh, yes, I do. I have on multiple occasions. You just never answer. Next question. As you work, carry on. Keep it flowing. I sold him to slavery. He is now a serf for a local farmer. Actually, Matt had some things he had to do that, so he's not here tonight. So technically, yes, he is kind of, got to pay taxes and all. Next. Any new tattoos in the works? Yes, there's several actually. One I'm supposed to go on the back of my right calf. What part of communist Illinois are you from? Well, I am from central to basically southern Illinois. We don't claim anything north of I-80. But to be exact, I am actually in a little town called Taylorville. Next. Matt is, he's the other host of the show, but the last couple of weeks he has not been here. He's been busy. It's hard to find people that want to work for a living anymore, especially in his field of work apparently. And he also does things like he's also a scout, like a den leader or whatever. So he has a lot to do with the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts too. So sometimes he misses because of that. Can you start? Dude, it doesn't always pop up, so you got to wait for it to pop up on my side too. Can you start a tradition on the show? Son of a bitch, when it pops up and then it disappears. Can you start a tradition on the show where you do a shot for like every error every time a Democrat does something stupid? Absolutely not. I don't want to die of liver failure. My apologies, I can't do that. Did you see Creepy Joe in the Some Trouble for handling a ghost gun that he didn't manufacture? yeah, I did. And the whole ghost guns thing and stuff like that. Yeah, they don't even know what that actually entails, or what the Second Amendment entails too when it comes to what they call ghost guns. And yes, that was kind of funny because like, he, as soon as he picked it up, was watching the press conference, he picked it up, was like, he's touching a gun he doesn't own. Only the person that owns it is supposed to be able to touch it. What are you doing, Joe? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Next question. Today it's getting a little toasty in here. Of course, it could be my blood pressure being through the fucking roof or something. My ears are getting sweaty. I mean, I love these headsets. These headsets. Personas is my personal choice when it comes to gear. Personas and Rode, and I'm using Personas and Rode right now. Even the board in this particular studio is a Rode board. I am drinking Tin Cup at the moment. It's a decent 10-year whiskey, actually. It's not bad at all. Of course, now I'm drinking water because I stopped drinking halfway through the show. I really don't drink that much, but I stopped drinking halfway through the show and started drinking water or anything else like that because I don't believe in drinking and driving. I'm a jackass, but I'm not a dumb jackass. When am I doing shows about our town? I haven't really found anything that I want to do about our town yet. Queen says, looks like the comments have a 2 or 3 minute lapse. Man, that's a huge drop. That's insane how long that is. An acceptable delay would be, just a few seconds, not minutes. That's crazy. I already talked about those. I already talked about the mayor and his sex scandal and playing pocket pool on the side of the road where people can see him, and other stupid things that have been happening in this town. But I haven't done like an expose or walked out or anything else like that. I just don't. Unless it really needs to be said, I don't bother with it in this small town. There are a few things I did want to work on. All right, more questions. We're coming down to the end of it right now. I mean, I got about 5 more minutes. Anyhow, any car shows you're particularly excited about? Nope, not really. My car got trashed in a tornado. I haven't been to a car show since. I don't really like looking at other people's stuff when my stuff is all fucked up. I like being involved in it. I don't necessarily like just going to look. I mean, I love looking. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to lie. Love cars. But it just feels weird when I don't have any of my own. I mean, I used to take 2 cars to a show. Now I'm down to 0. I have thought about putting on a couple more car shows, but I don't know when or how I'm going to do that. My car hasn't been pretty in 3 years. Do you not remember an F3 Tornado walking through and trashing everything I owned? So that car is not pretty anymore. It's just a hunk of plastic and steel sitting in my garage, taking up space until I get a chance to do anything about it. Any more questions? Maybe one more? No, it's not dead. It's just severely injured. I mean, I guess when you get picked up and thrown over 60 feet and 2x4 has gone through your fucking windows and pieces of debris going. I mean, the wind just ripping your interior apart, your paint being sandpapered off, and your suspension being tweaked, and you watched over a decade worth of your hard work and everything else like that get turned backwards in a matter of seconds. Did you watch the footage of the officer involved shooting in Grand Rapids, Michigan? Is that the one where they tried to steal his taser? Is that the one you're talking about? I'll wait for you to answer that so I can comment on it, because I'm not 100% for certain which one you're talking about. Emotional damage. Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting that I seriously forget how long the fucking delay is. But I got time for one more question, then I'm out of here. Okay, so I'm assuming we don't have any more questions. Oh, y'all can think up some for next week. There you go. You can sit down and write down, what you want to ask me next week. But yep, definitely time to go. Thank you all for joining me, especially your new people and you diehards that love to come in. Fantastic. Love y'all. And I will see you guys next week. I am out of here for the night. Take care now. Bye-bye then.